Hey, we just saw something a couple weeks back, Chris and I, as we out at a show in East Denali, Georgia, SWA Wrestling. Chris and I, we get out as much as we can to check this show out. And I tell you what, the guy that I'm about to interview, he's definitely a treat to watch. So, man, I'm about to bring on Yukon Adams, and man, we're going to have a conversation. And, hey, a few things might get heated, but hey, Yukon is going to be able to come on. He's going to talk about his career. Then he's going to be able to give his side about him and Cade. Now, me and Chris, we've talked to Cade about it. And so, you know, Chris, he's out here and he's big on Yukon. Now, hey, I'm big on Yukon too, but I do have a few questions for him. But I'm about to bring him on, guys. Give me just a moment. If you didn't have no bad intentions, if you didn't have no intentions on keeping the belts, why did you take off running?
It's not the fact I didn't have intentions on keeping them. It's I feel like I'm going out of my way to help protect these belts and make sure they don't fall into the wrong hands. I feel like I deserve a little compensation for that. Don't you think? I'm not the champion yet until I get my match, which I can guarantee you these belts will then belong to me.
Okay, so now what you're telling me is you holding the belt hostage so until Cade agreed to a match. So you want to make sure that you have a little bit, like you said, a little bit of leverage, something that you can dangle out in front of Cade and say, this is yours, but you need to defend this title against me before you can get it back. So if he defends the title against you and he wins the match, are you going to hand it over to Cade?
I will. I'm a man of my word, and I will hand him. He can have it back.
Your winner of this match, Yukon Adams.
But I tell you what, man, Cade was pretty serious about those titles not being in his possession. I understand what you're saying, and all I can do is I can take your word for it. I'm gonna take your word for it, just like you said you're a man of your word. If you lose to Cade, you will give him back his title. I'll take your word on that.
But so, I do not intend on losing.
All I can really say is, Yukon, I know what you are, man, and you're very explosive. The thing about Cade, like to massacre his opponents, you use a lot of power. You finish your opponents off with power. So that's very impressive. You have the power and you have speed.
All it takes is that one kick to the face, and no one has ever kicked out of that.
Yes, and
every time I deliver that one kick to the face, it's 1, 2, 3. And Cade's gonna realize that when my size 12 boots kicks his teeth down his throat.